Release the Kraken. This has been trending on Twitter, as you can see from the following screenshot. But what does it all mean? I saw a lot of people on Twitter asking, the Kraken, what are we talking about here? Tentacles? But actually, they were talking about Sidney Powell. You see, Sidney Powell recently released a video saying the Trump team and campaign have evidence, both statistical and concrete, they've got witnesses, that the elections are compromised. And this is specifically to do with the Dominion voting machines. Now, these are claims and ones that need to be investigated. Watch the following clip.
And prominent appellate lawyer. Great to have you with us, Sidney. Let's start with Dominion.
We have staggering statistical evidence. We have staggering testimony from witnesses, including one who was personally in briefings. As soon as the state shut down on election night and stopped counting, those are the states where the most egregious problems occurred. For fraud this serious, I think even if the states are stupid enough to go ahead and certify the votes, if they're stupid enough to do that, then they will be set aside by the fraud also. I mean, we are talking about hundreds of thousands of votes. President Trump won this election in a landslide, organized and conducted with the help of Silicon Valley people, the big tech companies, the social media companies, and even the media companies. And I'm going to release the Kraken.
Oh, she said it. So she makes a lot of important claims in this video. And to sum it up, she claims that the Dominion voting system was originally created so that communist countries could move the vote in their favor and always win elections, and that they've got witnesses and testimony from people who know about Dominion, as well as statistical evidence that backs all of this up. She makes a lot of big claims here, and she basically is saying, the Kraken is coming. Now we're going to break this down, folks. We've got a lot to talk about. We've got a lot to look through. I want to talk about the Million March rally and everything that's going on. But before we do, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit the bell button for notifications for more content. And if you like this video, please share it online. I rely on viewers like you. We are the vanguard against the consuming darkness. If it wasn't for us, there'd be no hope for the Republic. And now I'm going to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, I Overlord, the Tower Lord's Book, Book 1. If you're interested in a fantasy story, RPG inspired, get the I Overlord Tower Lord's Book 1. The plot appears to be an isekai kind of story. A man gets dragged into a perilous fantasy world that's at war, and he has to use his everyday common wits to kind of survive. The dialogue is somewhat humorous, and it does seem interesting. Get your copy today by clicking on the link down below. Alright, so let's get back to this. One of the claims that Sidney Powell makes in this clip is that Democrats themselves have been complaining about Dominion and voting integrity for years. Oh, that can't be true. Isn't it the Democrats who are now telling us this was the most secure election in history? How dare you question the sanctity of our democracy? America's a republic, right? But what if I told you that Nancy Pelosi has recently come out and said, you know, voting is not secure. We must follow the facts and we must investigate. This has been a fraud. Would you believe me? Well, you'd be half right if you did. She didn't say that in 2020. Ah, Nancy Pelosi, good old Speaker of the House. Stander-upper for the middle rich people, let's be honest. She says, our election was hijacked. There is no question. Congress has a duty to hashtag protect our democracy. And hashtag follow the facts. Oh boy! In 2017, May 16th, Nancy Pelosi was saying that the election was hijacked and that we had to follow the facts. What happened, Nancy? Did you change your mind? Or is it only a hacked election? Only a fraudulent election when it's your person? Ah, I see. Rules for thee, but not for me. That is the Democratic Party line. They get to do whatever they want, while you, the pleb, have to just accept the results and sit on your bum. Now, I accept the results of the U.S. election. What I don't accept is that there may be a possibility that this election was run in a bad way. a compromised way. If there was any fraud whatsoever, I don't even care if it was one vote. I want it uncovered, I want justice, and I want the truth to be known. But they don't. They don't want us to think. They don't want us to have brains. They want you to sit like a good little sheep. Just follow along, do what you're told, and everything will be so good. Basically, wasn't it Fauci, Dr. Fauci, who came out recently and said, you know, Americans have a spirit of independence, but for now it's time to do what you're told. I am God in human form. No. No. I'm not saying that you shouldn't practice common sense safety. I agree with that. I agree with trying to avoid a dangerous virus. Problem is, it's not actually that dangerous. The survival rate is pretty good unless you're already sick and dying. Not to say that, you know, these aren't bad things. They are, but my point is, just sit down and do what you're told. That's what a totalitarian says. Come on. Now, there are many people who will believe that you're crazy if you say that the election machines are not secure. It couldn't possibly be that these machines don't work. Well, guess what? Guess what? Problem with voting machines is that they're machines. Look, I'm going to make it very clear. Machines do not steal votes. Machines do not mess with the election. People do. And it's people manipulating the machines that we need to investigate. Now, I'm going to show you a shocking clip. What if I told you that a person, if they knew what they were doing, could gain admin control? What is that? Basically, you're the boss. You own the computer. You can tell the computer whatever you want it to do. Beep, bop, boop, beep, bop. In less than 2 minutes, she gains admin access. Let's watch.
I'm very concerned for our upcoming election because this voting machine is used in 18 different states, and it's extremely easy to get admin access on this machine. So let me show you how quick it is. It's about a little under 2 minutes. All they have to do, this bad actor, would be to open up this machine by pressing this button right here. When it's off, removing the card reader, removing this, you don't need any tools to do this. Unplugging this, again, you don't need any tools to do this. Turning it on, all you have to do is pick this lock here with a ballpoint pen. Open this up, press the red button, and we're gonna let it boot up here, and then I'll show you the admin access. So it's loading what they call a secure voting terminal right now. And here we're going to see a couple of error messages, and all you have to do to bypass those error messages is just click cancel and OK. And now I have full admin access, under 2 minutes.
Now, as I understand it, not to get anyone confused, these voting machines are not Dominion machines. They're Premier machines, a different kind, but they were used in 18 states. And this woman was able to crack them to gain admin control in less than 2 minutes. You want to tell me that this election has been completely secure? Like, this isn't even about Trump anymore. It never really was, in a sense. I mean, for me it is, but that's just my opinion. This really, look, honestly, what this is about is the sanctity of our election. Democrats are always preaching about how they care about the sanctity of elections, but when you actually want to do things that would help the election, help make it secure, they lie. They say that there's no problem. They're lying. They're absolutely 100% lying. This stuff like this should not be allowed to happen. And I'm going to show you that the Democrats themselves were talking about this for years. Here in the Gateway Pundit, in 2019, Democrat senators Warren, Klobuchar, and Wyden issued a complaint against Dominion voting systems. What a twist! Oh my God! 3 very well-known Democrats all complained about Dominion. What is this, a parallel reality? No, it happened last year in 2019. They are lying. They've been making complaints about this for a long time. Look at this. Here on Instagram, Dominion, quote, "These problems threaten the integrity of our elections. Senator Elizabeth Warren, Amy Klobuchar, Juan Wyden, all Democrats, issued a formal complaint in 2019 about Dominion voting systems. Among the allegations and complaints, allegations of vote switching." So here, look. And below it says, and this is from, I believe they even have a link here. The link takes you directly to the paper here. I found it in the document. This is from warren.senate.gov, a government website. So don't talk to me about, oh, your sources are not legitimate. This is a source. In 2018 alone, voters in South Carolina were reporting machines that had switched their votes. After they'd inputted them, scanners were rejecting paper ballots in Missouri. And busted machines were causing long lines in Indiana. In addition, researchers recently discovered previously undiscovered vulnerabilities in nearly a dozen backed election systems in 10 states. And just this year, after the Democratic candidate's electronic tally showed he had received an improbable 160 votes out of 55,000 cast in Pennsylvania state judicial election in 2019, the county's Republican chairwoman said, "Nothing went right on election day. Everything went wrong. That's a problem. The problems threaten the integrity of our elections and demonstrate the importance of the election systems that are strong, durable, and not vulnerable to attack." What is this? It's the Democrats admitting that Dominion systems and these electronic systems in general are not secure and need to be investigated. What happened? What happened was they thought to themselves, these machines really they're not right. And then someone had the brilliant idea someday, well, what if we benefited from that? Now, I'm not saying that's what happened. I want to make it very clear. A lot of these things are allegations, and I cannot say that any of it's been proven yet, but I'm pointing out that Democrats themselves made the same accusations in 2018, in 2019. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills here. So you want to talk to me? Why don't you talk to the Democrats? They're the ones who said it, and they said it before me. They said it in 2018. That's undeniable. God, so tired of the media. Now, even the media is coming around to the possibility that Trump could win this election. Here we are on Just the News. Plan B? Trump could receive a second term from U.S. House in a contingent election. Many people are saying, and I don't know why, they're saying that Trump cannot possibly win because he needs to flip 3 states. But what if his goal is not to flip 3 states? What if his goal is simply to attack Joe Biden's electoral vote score? Pennsylvania's coming along right now, like, we're getting there, folks, and get it to the Supreme Court. There's multiple theories on this that I've heard, and I believe that Trump is not trying to win electorally. And if he is, I think it's one of many strategies. The funny thing is, if you actually look at what the Democrats are saying, here on MRC Newsbusters, ABC's Dan Abrams worries that Trump could steal this election. Oh, isn't that rich? Isn't that rich? A lot of people believe the election is being stolen, and most of those people believe it's the Democrats who are stealing the election for all the reasons that we've been talking about, all the evidence I've been providing, and all of the open investigations that are in question. See, what the media is doing right now, and what the Democrats are doing, they're trying to shut down everything. You're not allowed to think. You're not allowed to look. You're not allowed to have an investigation. You're not allowed to have justice, even though they were the ones who were looking and doing the same things back when. Talk about the absolute height of hypocrisy. I guess they don't care about compromised elections when it benefits them, and that's the real story here. But it's time we end this segment, folks, because that's pretty much the story. Here on the Gateway Pundit, breaking: President Trump has motorcade take him to Million MAGA March. I don't know if you've seen any clips from this, but it's actually pretty cool. Trump himself went to this march. It was very inspiring. Oh, I'll tell you, stuff like this warms my bitter heart. But that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Do you believe that there's gonna be a KRAKEN? Do you think it's coming? I really don't know. I just want to make that clear. None of this is like confirmed, but a lot of it is being alleged. And it's perfectly fine to talk about these things. Anyone who says otherwise is lying or trying to manipulate you. That is what I believe. You see, I'm not the dirty, lying media. I'm just in it for the truth. That's all I want. I want the truth. But there's people out there who don't. And when someone doesn't want the truth, well, it usually means they're liars. Anyways, let me know down below in the comment section. As always, if you want to support this channel, keep in mind this channel is not currently monetized. If you want to show your support, join me on Patreon or Subscribestar. Joining will give you access to a private Discord server. You can also visit my merch store or one of my sponsors. Links are down below in the description. Anyhow, Thank you for watching, share the video if you liked it, and I'll see you all next time.